Hello and welcome to today's devotion. This week, the Holy Week, we are journeying together to the cross. Today we are looking at Judas, who agreed to betray Jesus. Over the years, Judas has had many books written about him. This is what the Gospel of Luke says about Judas during the Holy Week. Luke chapter 22. The festival of unleavened bread, which is also called Passover, was approaching. The leading priests and teachers of religious law were plotting how to kill Jesus, but they were afraid of the people's reaction. Then Satan entered into Judas Iscariot, who was one of the 12 disciples, and he went to the leading priests and captains of the temple guard to discuss the best way to betray Jesus to them. They were delighted, and they promised to give him money. So he agreed and began looking for an opportunity to betray Jesus so they could arrest him when the crowds weren't around. With the other disciples, Judas shared a misunderstanding of Jesus' mission. They all expected Jesus to make the right political moves. When he kept talking about dying, they all felt varying degrees of anger and fear and disappointment. They didn't understand why they had been chosen if Jesus' mission was doomed to fail. The exact motivation behind Judas's betrayal is unknown. What is clear is that Judas allowed his desires to place him in a position where Satan could manipulate him. Judas accepted payment to set Jesus up for the religious leaders. He identified Jesus for the guards in the dimly lit Garden of Gethsemane. It is possible that he was trying to force Jesus' hand. Would Jesus now rebel against Rome? Whatever his plan, at some point Judas realised that he didn't like the way things were turning out. He tried to undo the evil that he had done by returning the money to the priest, but it was just too late. The wheels of God's sovereign plan had been set in motion. How sad that Judas ended his life in despair without ever experiencing the gift of reconciliation God could give even to him through Jesus Christ. Feelings towards Judas have always been mixed. Some have hated him for his betrayal. Others have felt sorry for him. Some have even questioned God's fairness in allowing one man to bear so much guilt. The actions of Judas ought to make us think again about our commitment to God and the presence of God's Spirit within us. Are we a true disciple, or are we just a pretender? Judas's betrayal sent Jesus to the cross. So too do our actions. Our sinfulness sent Jesus to the cross. Today, during this Holy Week, reflect on the question, am I a true disciple of Jesus Christ, or am I just a pretender? May God grant to you a deeper understanding this week.